is in the equation, it's very hard to get balance or to even focus for somebody to focus on balance if they're focusing on how much money they can get. Because see, once you can get more money, you start thinking about all the things you can get with this money. And so now you're forgetting about how you got the money. So, but you come up with these different ideas to cover that up. And so now here we go with the sponsors. And it's for the fans. It's for your people that are fans, the emotional creatures that they are. It has nothing to do with the students who study the nuances of the game. That you got your sabermetrics for that. They're all tied into now the fantasy because that makes money. Yeah. And so is it right? Depending on who you asking. If you're asking the dude that's getting the dollars from it, heck yeah, it's right. That's the best thing they could have ever done. But if you're asking somebody who studies the game, who cares about the actual game itself and how it's played, it doesn't work for them.
And that's why they might as well just go ahead and change it to MBE. Basketball entertainment, because that's solely.
Well, that's what it is. It is. It's entertainment, just like wrestling is entertainment. Football is going to be. They're trying to figure out a way to make that entertainment.
It's all entertainment.
That's a little, because they got to work at that one. And, baseball. Like with the All-Star game they have with the baseball. They need to cut out that thing where if you win the All-Star game, you have an advantage for the World Series, because they did that just to make people play because they had a tie. It's an exhibition, once again.
Yeah.
For me, when you tie things to the All-Star game and you make, because it's an exhibition, for me, it's something to reward the fans, who don't get to see some of these other players play all the time. And they get to have parties and stuff like that, and they interact. In some cases you can interact with these people because although they are regular human beings, they are they represent the game. Well, yeah, they do in a certain way. So you get a chance to interact with them and stuff like that. These are their heroes, especially for the kids. So to me, it's an exhibition, so it should be treated as such.
Yeah, but it's like, that's why I gotta stop debating with fans, because it's like,
you have to, son,
because it's like
they will never understand what you're saying, because and you won't understand them, because you're at some point you have to agree to disagree, because they don't look at the game the way you do. They look at it from a personal aspect, from watching a player, a specific player, and not necessarily a team. And so they don't look at all the nuances that go into building a team and the system that they run and things like that.
Yeah,
they're looking at how many points does this guy have, how many assists, how many triple doubles can he get. Not and not necessarily are they winning.
Right.
That's secondary.
And that's what I was talking about with, like, as far as like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, once he built, like, even with Gordon Hayward being out, Gordon Hayward gave them that extra push. But
you got to work around that.
Yeah, so like Gordon Hayward being out now, there's the top three coaches. You got Greg Popovich, you got Steve Kerr, and the next coach after that would be Brad Stevens. He's a young coach, and he's just great. Like, even with Boston, they took, they might have lost like Avery Bradley and like Jay Crowder, but they got enough pieces around that's going to still keep them enough to be
play in the system.
Right, and they're successful at playing in the system. So that's why Kyrie, you got a great player over. Like, I was having a debate, and I was just trying to tell the person, like, this, everything that I was saying at that time, now it's all of a sudden coming true. Like I said, Derrick Rose. I was like, man, Derrick Rose ain't even gonna be able to. I said Derrick Rose probably be injured by January or a little bit before. Now Derrick Rose injured. I was like,
injured.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah, he day to day right now. I know Chris
He
Paul.
couldn't even get out of October.
Chris Paul, he gone for a month.
Who?
Chris Paul.
See, I need to catch up.
Yeah,
But see, Chris Paul, was he injury prone?
Yeah, he very injury prone, and that's why they wanted him out of.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is glass like.
He's just a walking medical record.
Right, and that's why I knew, like I told him, I was like, that's why the Celtics traded Isaiah Thomas over there, because they knew it was something wrong with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, they knew his hip wasn't right.
Mm-hmm. And they got the cash. They came up. They said, "Oh, we got Kyrie. Kyrie wanna come over here anyway. You know, he like Boston anyway. So let him go ahead, come on over here." And the fans getting all but hurt and everything. So once he started to build up, and once he started to learn how to play in that system, and you give him a little bit of time, I personally think they're going to beat the Cavs this year. And
Probably.
I think
they have no system. They just LeBron, give it to LeBron, and,
right.
And now that there's nobody else that needs the ball.
Yep. And D Wade could
be very interesting.
D Wade could barely score 10 points.
Yeah, see, they'll get through the regular season, playing that way. But see, once you get in the playoffs and you're playing the same team over and over, and depending on who their coach is and how their scouting works, they'll figure out all your little weaknesses, and they know that you can't stop LeBron. You just let him go on and do what he do.
Exactly.
But then you put pressure on the other four, and because LeBron can't score 100 points.
Yeah, and LeBron is like the head of the snake. So once you let him, you chop that off, and then you force everybody else to.
You just let the head of the snake just go on and run around, do whatever it's going to do, and you take the rest of it and you cut it off, and you choke it.
Because they can't even
just step on it, and let him go on and do what he's doing.
Because they can't operate pretty much without the brain. Like they can't operate without LeBron, because the system is solely
there is no system.
Right.
He's coaching. He's been a general manager. He's part owner. He's doing all these things, and he really ain't. But that's fine. But he has the lead behind him, that marketing machine behind him. And they building him up. They're building him up. And then you got his fans, who they're sort of like the beehive. You say something about LeBron, and here they come. Like you say something about Beyonce, here they come. They all on you.
Yeah, because because even with like LeBron, he was like right now he's kind of like the face of the NBA, and it's not because of his play style. Because for real,
no, it's just marketing.
Yeah, because for real, Steph Curry should be the man right now. Like the way he played, he ain't even got to talk for real. Like the way he plays,
and he don't. Just play.
Right, and that's what draw people in, even though he threw his mouthpiece again the other day.
Yeah, he did, man. He need to. I didn't know he had an attitude like that.
But that's good. It's good though that's happening, because it goes to he don't have to be too perfect.
He ain't Mr. Nice guy all the time.
Right, and he ain't gotta keep trying to act like he's perfect all the time. He could control the mouthpiece. He gotta control that, but at the same time, he gotta let. He still gotta let that frustration out.
How did get kicked out? What did he do? He said something to the ref?
Oh, a fan was talking to him, and he showed him his middle finger with a ring on it.
No, they was already putting him out back before that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. He probably
he was doing it, going off the court.
He probably talking
trash. He was trying to show him his ring finger, but I think his middle finger went up at the same time because he was telling him he got a ring.
Oh yeah, they're gonna blow that out of proportion.
Oh yeah. He was showing him that he got, telling him he got a ring, but I saw the middle finger. I don't think, I think that was just collateral damage, but of course, they're gonna play that up.
Yeah, if it ain't nothing, if it's something what they do is they try to tear every player down just to build LeBron James up to make you. So that's why I don't be really.
I want to hear the excuse what they gonna say when they don't win.
Oh, they definitely not winning. What's gonna happen is their excuse is gonna be. That's why he wanted that team.
Everybody got hurt.
Yeah, he put that team together for that simple reason because he knew that people would talk about it. He wants to have an excuse for leaving when he go to LA next year. See, he put that he LeBron puts all his teams together when he came back to because first before like people don't know in '09 before he left he wanted the coach that I forgot what's the coach that's at Michigan State. Is it Tom Izzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted Tom Izzo to be the coach, but Tom Izzo was like, man, unless LeBron is there, that's the only way I'm really coming, because if LeBron not there, then I'm not gonna come over there. So LeBron was didn't give them a short answer, but they was like, because Mike Brown had one coach of the year that year, but they let him go because they didn't make it to the finals. Yeah, and they didn't make it to the finals. So, what's his name? Dan Gilbert. He didn't even want to get rid of Mike Brown. I mean, he didn't. Well, he didn't want to get Tom Izzo. He wanted to get the coach that he wanted, but LeBron wanted the coach that he wanted. So LeBron left, teamed up, got the super team. Because remember, he tried to get Eric Spoelstra fired too, and Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he was trying to get Eric Spoelstra fired, but then LeBron left, and then he came back. He formed the whole team. Every year he has been forming his own team. So that's why I say he formed this team purposely. So because he know that.
Denial.
Yeah. So when it goes wrong, he could be like, well, I ain't had no team because he like what's the girl name from off of not Molly Joy from Undisputed that be on there with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. She called it the excuse machine. Like I really like her. She needs to talk more. They don't let her talk more on there. Like you don't really hear girls.
Because you got Shannon Sharp who talks a mile a minute, and Skip Bayless who talks a mile another minute. So how many minutes is in this show? And ain't much time for her to talk.
I mean, like with Carrie Champion when they had her on ESPN First Take, they did a good job. She didn't like talk a lot, but she gave enough of her opinion for it to be, for people to hear what she got to say. And I just think that that's how they should do with her because this girl she actually plays sports, so she knows what she's talking about. Instead of just being a moderator and just being there just to look good, she could.
Yeah, but I think that they probably will figure it out, but probably right now they want to try to not be like First Take.
Yeah, but the First Take just
although the premise is the same. It's the same thing.
I mean, they don't have over there. They just got a moderator, the girl Molly. She just there to look good for real. But that's why I was just saying with the girl Joy. Like the girl Joy, she should just, she should talk a little bit more because she actually knows what she be talking about. And she was just like, they ain't got nothing but an excuse machine over there. LeBron just built up an excuse machine because
Skip Bayless is a LeBron fan, ain't he?
No. Skip, he can't stand LeBron.
Oh, okay.
He can't stand LeBron. That's Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp just everything.
Okay.
Yeah, Skip Bayless. He see they don't like Skip Bayless because of course LeBron fans don't because he tell the truth. Like he be out there. He like they still believe that Kyrie Irving shot didn't mean nothing. Like he didn't bring.
Well, of course, because now had LeBron made the shot, he'd have been the greatest thing since who knows what.
Mm-hmm.
But because it takes the attention away from LeBron, they can't have that. They can't handle it. And that's what I'm talking about. A fan, they're basically fans are emotional creatures. That's just what they are, And I know this because I'm one. I'm a Redskin fan. Yes, I am, and I can admit that, and I would get emotional about my skins. I know that they sometimes do stuff, and it's not right or they're not functioning correctly, but sometimes you just overlook stuff and you see it, but you don't see it. You're like, and somebody say something, and you're like, you're talking about rah, 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 rah. But deep inside, you know that they're right. But because you're a fan and you're doing it based off your emotions, you don't want to hear it. So, I get that. But at some point, you have to stop and say, okay, wait, this dude is getting older. He's not the same. Every now and then you see him drive down and get a power dunk and snatch a rebound and run down the court because he's still an elite athlete. He hasn't lost all his skill set, but it's going to deteriorate, and when it does, it's going to be ugly. If he thinks that he's going to play till 40, he may want to. You know, I look at Michael Jordan when he came back to play with the Wizards, and when I knew that he had lost it, is when during the All-Star game he went up for a dunk and missed it. I was like, oh. I was like, no, not Superman. You can't do this. You know, and I'm like, and that's when I knew that, you know, okay, it's time to hang it up.
That's how it was with Kobe though. When I seen Kobe just shooting them shots and shooting all them air balls, I was like, oh man, Kobe don't do this.
You knew that it was time. Father Time had caught up with him, but you know, when you have athletes with egos like they have, because you have to have a super ego to be the type of players that they were. And see, that LeBron could never be in the same conversation as Kobe and Jordan, because he doesn't have that hit, that killer instinct, that thing that, you know, that will. You know, he's not built like that, not mentally, physically, yeah. If he was, you know, if he had the mental thing like he's built physically, oh.
I heard somebody make a comparison. He's like, if Scottie Pippen put on like 250 pounds and played in this era, he'd be LeBron.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Even though Scottie Pippen was a better defender, like Scottie Pippen was a better on-ball defender, but at the same
if you look at, just think if Kobe was built like LeBron, or Jordan was built like LeBron, and with the same attitude that they had, like, let's see, what's his name, Wilt Chamberlain. He had that, you know, he was big and he didn't care. And he just slam on you and jump over you and snatch the rebound. He didn't care. You know, he was the biggest one in the class and took advantage of it.
And people always talk about, oh, Wilt Chamberlain, he was big and he played during this era. I was like, that ain't his fault. He played.
No, sure ain't.
His
fault. He didn't actually be born then.
Right.
He didn't actually be born the way he was. And he was a superior athlete.
Right.
I mean, superior. He ran track. Can you imagine this dude could? He was a big dude. Too.
How tall was he?
Huh?
How tall was Wilt Chamberlain?
7'1".
He looked taller than that. It might have been his wingspan.
He was like 7'1", but because he was so big, he was like, you know, not just tall, but big and muscular, and you know, like you look at Kareem Jabbar, he was tall, but he was slender.
But it seemed like Wilt was a little bit taller though. Like it seemed like
I think it was so much bigger.
Yeah, I think
it seemed taller.
Yeah, I think it was his wing. I think it was his wingspan too, because his wingspan, his arms look long. Yeah, that dude was tall.
Yeah, he was man.